Terry McCrann of the Herald Sun. Terry, thank you so much for your time. How long did it take for the Morrison government's forecast last week to last?
Well, exactly that, Andrew, and the government has conceded this. It said that all those forecasts are now inoperative, to use that famous term, because of what's happened in Victoria. They were inoperative before what happened in Victoria, but Victoria has certainly clinched the deal, because Victoria has taken itself back into recession, entirely self-created, but it's also dragging the whole Australian economy back from where it was going to be, but for the second or the third lockdown in Victoria.
How much do you think this shutdown is going to cost the whole country?
Well, it's going to run into the billions of dollars, Andrew. It's going to have a significant impact on businesses. It's going to have a significant impact on jobs outside Victoria. The Reserve Bank today said that now, with its regular monthly statement, that it now sees the jobless rate being somewhere around 10% towards the end of the year. Now, I'm glad they weren't trying to be specific. They didn't say 9.75%. They said around 10%. But that number is a funny money number anyway, because we've got all the hidden jobless that are there, which are still employed thanks to JobKeeper, which is an entirely appropriate policy. It was fundamentally necessary to keep people connected to their businesses and to keep those businesses alive, even if they are in, what's the term? I'm not sure what the term is now, in limbo or in a catatonic state, or whatever. So
yeah, zombie.
The bottom line is that Victoria has put everything back, not only for Victoria, obviously, but for the national economy. And we still have this fundamental uncertainty, Andrew, as you keep highlighting. What happens with the virus? I mean, is Victoria going to get to the end of the 6 weeks in mid-September, go to some other level of lockdown, whether it's back to stage 3 or stage 2, or open up fairly entirely, and immediately we get any kick up in cases? Does Victoria immediately swing back to this brutal lockdown? So we have to look through the reality of the virus and the fact that it's not going to go away. It's not going to disappear by some magic on a specific date, whether it's January 1 or July 1 next year. We have to learn to be much more sensible and functional about living with the virus at some level.
What is that more sensible way? And this is not just a question for Victoria, of course, because what's happening in Victoria, I mean, the level of incompetence of Victoria, I would hope, would not be mirrored by other governments interstate, but you can't rule it out. This is a question that every government may well have to face at some stage if there is no vaccine. What is a more sensible way of doing something about this virus? Well,
it's exactly what you and others have been saying, Andrew, that we can't go into this total across state or across a nation lockdown, or even the stage 3 lockdowns on any sustained basis. There has to be a process. Obviously this depends just how virulent the virus is at the time we're talking about. We would hope that we are now much better able to deal with the functionality of the virus now than it was the case back in March, where clearly mistakes were made in terms of treatments and so on. But hopefully, as you say, we may never get a vaccine. Hopefully we might get a vaccine. If that's the case, well, then we can contemplate some sort of return to normality. But absent a vaccine, we are going to have to face the functionality, whether it's social distancing, much more stringent care of the aged, you keep emphasising, and obviously the normal realities of
quarantining. Yeah. Well, actually, there's a breakthrough tomorrow that I hope to discuss, to reveal to viewers, that I think is very exciting. It's not a magic bullet, but it's very good. Terry McCrann, it's honestly, I'm lost for words how bad this is being handled. It's just shocking, the lives that are being destroyed. Thank you so much for coming on the show to try to point to a better way. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Andrew.